A bad weekend for the big three in Spain. Real Sociedad sneaking into that top four. And we have two new coaches in La Liga. Let's talk about it. It is getting really tight on top of La Liga. The top five teams are now within 1 point difference. Really competitive. Barcelona continue to be leaders, even though they had their worst start in years. And they lost over the weekend against Levante away 3-1. It started well for Barca. They scored a goal. Messi from a penalty kick. It looked like Barca is going to make a routine third away win in a row. But first, Luis Suarez got injured. Ansu Fati had to come in, and him and Griezmann switched positions. And I think that can have an impact on the loss as well. But it was that 7-minute collapse in the second half where Barcelona conceded the 3 goals from Levante. Very reminiscent of what happened at Anfield. It seems like they have this issue where once they let a goal in, once the home team really gets up for it, they start to make really silly mistakes. You can see it with Piqué for the second goal. Funnily enough, Real Madrid player on loan, Borja Mayoral, really slow with his transition, and Mayoral with a great finish outside the box. Levante really, though, deserved that win. We should give credit to the team from Valencia, who has really improved their game since the beginning of the season and are starting to create some trouble for the big boys. They had a great game here in Madrid against Real Madrid, now against Barca. So full credit for the Granota. Real Madrid as well, they were held to a 0-0 draw here at the Santiago Bernabeu against Betis. They really should have won that game. They had so many chances. It was Hazard that got his goal rightfully disallowed. Rodrigo, Benzema in the second half. There was a switch with the two Brazilians, with Vinicius coming in. He looked sharp as well, but again, like many games this season, he's missing the end product, and he missed an unbelievable chance in the second half. Mendy as well had a 1-to-1 with the keeper. Blanco's really wasteful, but I have to mention that there was a really controversial situation where Fedel, the defender for Betis, handled the ball after Benzema tried to cross the ball across the box. He hit his hand as he was going down. For me, that's not a natural position, and especially with the new rule now, that should have been a penalty for Real Madrid. But anyway, really hard-fought point for Betis. Who are starting to pick up a momentum as well. After last week, they won 2-1 against Celta, I believe, with Fekir scoring the late goal. Now, getting a point here in Madrid. Looking good for Betis fans before the Sevilla derby this weekend. A huge game on Sunday against the Sevilla side that had a really strong start to the season, but Betis haven't lost at home since the beginning of the season, so it's going to be all eyes on Seville this weekend. Speaking of Seville, Sevilla held Atletico Madrid to a 1-1 draw. But again, the Madrid side, I feel they should have won that game. They had enough chances. Morata scoring in a third consecutive game. The Spanish striker really on fire. But he could have scored another goal, or at least they could have been a penalty. After a Sevilla defender, I don't know what he was doing. First, he handled the ball and stopped it from going in on the goal line. Then put his legs around it and basically contained it while Morata was trying to kick him around and trying to score. Another decision that I feel went against the Atletico side and cost them the 3 points in this game. Atletico, their 6th draw of the season. That's half of the games they've played in La Liga. The good news is, though, they've only lost once, and a couple of wins will make those points count. And those results leave a top 4 of Barcelona, Real Madrid, Real Sociedad in 3rd place, and Atletico Madrid in 4th. Again, only divided by 1 point. Really competitive season in La Liga. Real Sociedad winning away at high-flying Granada, 2-1 with 2 goals from Porto. He's really starting to come good. He managed 6 goals for Girona last season, and he's already tallied 4 this season. And La Real as a whole, they are the most informed team without a doubt. They continue to impress with Odegaard pulling the strings in the midfield. And they have so many attacking options with William Jose, Porto, Isaac, all 3 of them scoring consistently. La Real deservedly 3rd in the table. Two teams that are really struggling and find themselves in the relegation zones changed their manager this week. First, Celta losing at home to Getafe, and that was the final nail in the coffin for Fran Escribá, who was sacked, and deservedly so. They had a strategy this summer to get back some of their youth products, Rafinha, Denis Suarez, Santi Mina. They were trying to consolidate and kind of get that domestic spirit going, but it hasn't worked so far. Iago Aspas as well, not scoring goals. He is their savior. He's been the top Spanish goal scorer for the past 5 seasons in LaLiga. So it was inevitable that the coach was going to be sacked. Oscar Garcia coming into the Galician team. Most recently, he worked with Olympiacos. He has some experience in the Premier League as well with Watford and Brighton. Let's see if he's going to be able to pick up Celta. The goal before the season was a European spot. So I think with the players they have and the potential there, they would have enough to at least stay in La Liga. Another managerial change here in Leganés, Javier Aguirre, the Mexican coach, coming back to La Liga after previously managing Espanyol, and he will be the man that will take on the difficult project of trying to keep Leganés in La Liga. They do look like there's one of the weakest sides with just one win after 12 games, losing at home again against Eibar, a game that you would expect them to pick up points. And they have a really tough schedule in the coming weeks. Have to go to Real Sociedad. They play against Sevilla as well. So the Mexican coach really has a tough task, but a bit of optimism. If anything, at least his press conferences are going to be a highlight because he likes to have a joke, and he's a really honest person. In match day 13, Barcelona hosts Celta. Atletico Madrid play at the Wanda Metropolitano against Espanyol. And Real Madrid is going to travel to Eibar. But again, as I said, the biggest match is in Seville. Betis against Sevilla on Sunday. Make sure that you don't miss this action. Last year it ended 3-2 for Sevilla. Before that it was a 2-2 draw. So goals are guaranteed in Seville. Don't forget to subscribe and stay tuned as there will be more content regarding La Liga. Hasta luego from Madrid.